All right, everybody doing? Come on in, grab a seat, everybody, if you could. We're really excited. It is Tuesday. I said it's Tuesday. Maybe it's me. So we're really excited to be here tonight. We're super over the top excited because we actually have two amazing speakers here tonight that are going to share some information with us. So if this is your first time being here, you absolutely could not have come on a better night. And I mean that in all sincerity. Those of you all on Facebook, same thing goes. You couldn't have been tuning in at a better night because this is a night that you're going to see some really great speakers. So I have the pleasure of bringing up the first speaker tonight. This gentleman used to be a plumber. Okay, so thinking 90 hours a week, 120 hours a week. I don't know how many hours you can actually fit into a week, but he tried to fit as many in as he possibly could. And he realized he didn't like it, so he flushed it. I was looking at him to see if he was mad because I stole his joke. So he decided to change his economy, and he did that by grabbing a hold of something that he's going to share with us tonight. He's a husband, he's a father to 4 wonderful children, and he is one of the founders of what he's going to share with us tonight. He is absolutely one of the biggest builders, if not the biggest builder in the entire company, and we have him here tonight. So I'm fired up to bring up Mr. Jim Martin.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. All right. Woo! Wow. Go ahead, grab a seat. Man. Whew. I wish he would be at my house in the morning when I'm coming out of the room talking to Dolores. And Dolores, here it comes. Maybe not. So anyways, I'm excited to be here. How many people are excited that it's Tuesday? Some of you are like, not sure why we're excited yet, but you will be when you leave, all right? Because I tell you, like Mike said, back when I saw this, I walked into my first Tuesday, I seen all these happy people, and let's just say, coming from a plumbing background, I wasn't happy, right? So you know what makes angry people more angry? Happy people. But then you kind of grew on me, so now I'm happy. But anyways, in the next 4 hours, we're going to cover some in-depth information. So I hope you are fed and watered. Just kidding, right? It's funny. Usually 1 or 2 of you get up and run out. Not tonight? All right, anyways. I'm going to stop with the jokes. I can see we're not in the mood to laugh tonight, so we're going to be serious, talk business. Except the front row. Everybody in the front row is happy. Yeah. Right? All right. In the second row? All right, we're going to continue here, right? But quite honestly, when I came to the first time I seen this, I actually didn't know what I was going to see. Maybe that's a couple of you in the room. Maybe you know exactly what you're coming to see. But I walked into my buddy's house. It was 3 days after 9/11. I'm probably most of the room, except some of you youngsters, right? Like Devin, you probably don't remember 9/11, do you? So 17, going on 17 years. But I walked into the room and I seen this guy in a suit. It's kind of funny because coming from the job, I was full of mud. Right? I did all new construction, and they had mud in Michigan, not like down here. I found out why they call it Cape Coral. If you don't know what that means, grab a shovel, go try and dig a hole, and you'll find out. About this much is dirt, and then it's coral. Anyhow, so this guy kind of gives his background. He was a master, he had 2 master's degrees in engineering. Right? I'm from Michigan, so this is up in Michigan. That was great. His wife had a master's degree in marketing. She worked for Delphi back when Delphi was doing good. She quit. Look what happened. Delphi is not around anymore. The influence she had. Just kidding. So none of that really impressed me, though, right? Because I'm thinking, man, I went to college on the weekends. I see what people do for master's degrees. Come on. That was a good one, right? If you went to college, you know. If you visit on the weekends, you know, right? Anyhow, but doing all new construction, what caught my attention, what actually made me listen to him, is he lived in this little sub that I did a few houses in, right? And I say a little sub, they were all 5-acre wooded lots, rolling hills, custom multi-million-dollar homes. And the only reason I knew that is because I plumbed some of them. Right? I certainly didn't own one. And when he told me that, I said, hang on a second, Ed. Because now 2001, was the economy good? It was good and getting better, wasn't it? So I stopped him. You know, there's like 9 people in the room. I had no idea why I was there. But I stopped and said, hang on a second, Ed. What are you doing this for? I'm thinking, here's a husband and wife top of the corporate ladder. Right? Isn't that what everybody tries to do? They say climb the corporate ladder. What does it actually mean? Is there a corporate ladder? They mean the org chart. Right? Some kind of manager, or if they get the CEO, they've arrived, right? So I said, what are you doing this for? And here's what he said. He says, I found a way to get my time back. Whew. Instantly, I became Ross Perot. Right? I was all ears. Come on. Now, if you... I love it. Look at this. I got it. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Now that's a total inside joke. And we hate to tell inside jokes. Everybody here is going, what does that mean? On a CD that was recorded, I talked about clapping and laughing. I called it clapping. Not on purpose. I don't really know English that well. Right? So I said, we don't have time for clapping. And so now the back row is like a little cheering section. That's awesome. Never had that at work. Right? But anyway, so Ed says, man, I found a way to get my time back. Well, as you probably heard Mike say, I was working 70, 90 hours a week, a high schooler, middle school, elementary, and a 2-week-old child that I never saw, and a wife. So I'm thinking, if guy at top of the corporate ladder is jumping off to do something different to make more money, and he's willing to help me get there, I'm going to listen. Right? Like, if you were starting a software company, and Bill Gates was going to mentor you for free to get to where he's at, would you listen? Oh, yeah. Of course, it's a no-brainer, right? So here's what you all are looking at tonight. Y'all, right? We're in a deep south. Here's what y'all. Now, some of you see cameras in here. It's because we're broadcasting out across the country on Facebook Live right now. So if I'm looking at this camera, don't think that I'm just like recording myself. It's actually being broadcast out. I just got stage fright. Just kidding. The camera adds 10 pounds. Anyways, so I'm going to stop now. But anyway, so I have no idea where I was at. Bill Gates. Thank you. Yes. All right. So here's what you have. Does anybody in here ever buy online? Okay, most of you. So anybody here like to be Jeff Bezos? How many heard that he just came under attack from the president last? All right, that's pretty good for us. It kind of makes us look good. Here's why I say this. Jeff Bezos didn't invent anything. What he did is he shifted on how people buy. This thing called the internet, right? Like one of those guys, who was the guy that invented the internet? Al Gore, yeah. So, all right. Good one, right. 75% of the room's laughing. All the detail people are like, get to the point, dude. I'll get to the point. I know your mind can only absorb what your butt can endure, so I'm going to move on here. Right? So here's what I looked at. You're looking at an opportunity to be mentored for free, to own a piece of the internet with over 6 million products flowing through our website right now and growing. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 30,000-foot view, bring it down to some details, right? And then we're going to take a 10-minute break. Then Tim Marks, my mentor, the guy that helped me get out of my job in 2 years and 2 weeks, get all my time back, get debt-free. He's in the room tonight. He's going to teach you exactly how to take advantage of this opportunity and how to put it together. Because if you're looking for maybe time, choices, security, right? Is anybody looking for any one of those three? All right, perfect. That's going to be the guy that's going to tell you on how to build this and keep that, okay? So we're going to start here. Let's look at some economic trends. You can't ignore, right? Like, we all know that internet's it's only getting bigger, right? And we got some stats up here, and we got where we found these stats. We didn't just make them up. I heard one time on a CD, it's like 70% of the stats are made up on the spot. That probably was too. So we wanted to put some facts in here. So U.S. online retail. Last year in the United States, $409 billion went through the internet. Now we know it's trillions of dollars worldwide, but right now we're available in the United States. Don't think for a minute in the next 5 years we're going to be in multiple countries around the globe, okay? But we figured this is a good foundation since there's 360 million people. And as my friend Cody Newton says, from the womb to the tomb, we consume. All right. John, you like that? It's good to see you, bud. Everything's working great. All right. He did some electrical work at my house and did a great job. So anyways, $409 billion. This is up about 40%. It was up a little over $60 billion from the year prior in 2016. This is projected to be $1 trillion in the next 7 years. So let me stop there for a second. And what any of us do right now outside of this, is there going to be $600 billion of new money flowing through your pipeline every year? There's not going to be $600 billion of new money going into what I used to do. You follow me? So we're at a really pivotal point. And some people think that it's scary. I think it's great. Like the dawn of the industrial age was great, but the industrial age lasted for less than 100 years. You follow me? Have you ever heard the song, "You Got the Whole World in Your Hands"? Sasha, you've never heard that song before. All right, for anybody over 40, we've all heard this song, right? Anybody over 30, we've probably heard it. So the whole world in our hands, how many know that's our cell phone today? Right? So when you can do business, here's what J. Paul Getty said. He was a very wealthy guy at the turn of the last century. He says, if you sell to the masses, you'll live with the classes. Okay? Another pretty wealthy guy, pretty smart guy, Michael Dell, he says, if your business isn't online in the next few years, you're going to be out of business. Well, this right here is the sector that we play in. We got the whole world in our hands, and we sell everything from toothpaste, toilet paper, bottled water, up to cars. Most of you probably didn't know you could buy a car from our website, did you? Shut the front door. Yes, we can buy cars from our website. Okay, all right. So, now this is funny because this stat come from Harvard Business School. They said 70% of the people want to own their own business. I always pause on this because I think it's funny. 70% of the people want to own their own business while they're at Harvard Business School. Okay, all right, some of you are getting it. The rest of you get it on the way home. Okay? But 70%, how many people in here, by raise of hands, has ever wanted to own your own business? Okay, about 70%. I counted that fast. Anyways, now why don't we all? Well, number one, I remember just starting my own business back in 1998. It was tough, right? A lot of capital to start it. Conventional business, it takes money to make money. How many know in the information age, it doesn't take money to make money? I can prove it. How many people has subscribed to Facebook? How much did it cost you? Nothing. Do you know what Facebook, how much it cost to start Facebook? Zuckerberg borrowed $1,000. He sells nothing, you can't touch his business, and he's worth right around $70 billion. Now, if my high school teacher would have told me that someday there's going to be a business that you can't see, touch, feel, don't sell anything, but it's going to be worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and the guy that started is worth $70 billion, we had all said, you're crazy, right? So why don't we start our own business? Well, we fall into this little 45-year plan. I'm going to use the pointer here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Most of us probably started our career between 18 and 23. Come out of high school, come out of college, right? And I don't know about you, but when I started at the bottom pay scale, right? $4.50 an hour. And I was excited about that, to be honest, because that was above minimum wage, right? 1989, minimum wage was $3.35. Does anybody strive to make minimum wage, though? Okay, that's good. Sounds like some people fight for it on TV. They're like, man, I got to get the minimum wage. Let's raise minimum wage. It's there for kids to use, right, to get a job. It's not to make a career on minimum wage. Anyways, what happens is we learn this career. I want to use my hands. We learn this career, and we start getting raises. And what this says is we get raises for about the first 10 years, and then we're going to get the cap of what that profession pays, and we're going to level out for the next 40 years. To do what? Retire on a half to a third of what we probably already didn't like. So when I seen this from Ed, I was ticked. I'm like, who sold me on this? Because I was 4 years on this flat line. Now, I know some of you work in the medical field, and I think the rest of us can all agree that flatlining anything is not good. Okay? So, and quite honestly, it's not a true flatline because the cost of goods go up all the time, don't they? So if we're making the same wage, making the same money, right, and everything costs more, it's actually more like a downward slant. This is why maybe all of us have known some people that Their house is paid off, but they're on a fixed income, but they keep raising taxes, so they can't afford the house. You know, it's sad, but it's true. And quite honestly, the reason they don't own their own business, they don't think they can risk it because it costs money. Well, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't take a lot of money to start this, right? It's only 250 grand, piece of cake, right? 30 years, you have it paid off. Just kidding. So let's move on here. What we've done is we've taken e-commerce, a multi-trillion-dollar industry worldwide, married it with entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship done the right way. So here's what you're looking at. You're looking at owning an online business with over 6 million products. You don't have to ship anything, warehouse it, stock it, employ it, none of that stuff. What we do is we get to pull profit out of it. And I'll break it down here in some details, but when I heard that, I'm like, man, I'm a plumber. Meaning, I don't know any of this technical stuff. Well, if you didn't notice already, this is a people business. Now, that might scare the living daylights out of you. Like, people are different. My filter caught that one, right? My filter's getting good. But people are people, right? And some are amazing, some are interesting, some are eccentric. I don't know. But every time I go show this, I either get a new business partner or a story. And sometimes I get both, right? It's the most amazing thing. So anyhow, how does commerce actually work? How many people remember Kmart growing up? Right? And then when did Kmart literally start going downhill? When all the family or the neighborhood Walmarts and super Walmarts started going up, and the Targets started going up. Right? So let's look at this. Traditional retail. Product is manufactured. Then it goes through literally three wholesalers, the Kmart model. With our national, regional, local wholesaler. Then it got to the retail store, and those are cheap. The only thing I remember from my marketing class in high school, which wasn't much, but I remember location, location, location. Does that matter online anymore? No. If you have a location, you're probably going to be out of business. Right? It's sad. Advertising, that's not cheap. Right? And then to end consumer. So basically a $5 pair of shoes to make up here, by the time it gets down here is for 60, 70 bucks. There's no value added, but because every step of the way somebody touched it, raised the price because they had to make a profit on it. So what did Sam Walton do? He got rid of all the wholesalers. He put up Sam's Club. You know, back in like 2007, they made a really big deal that Sam's Club made $1 billion before they sold a product from memberships. Yeah. Most companies just like to be $1 billion company. This company did it before they sold the product. Isn't that crazy? So he kept the middleman money, become the largest retailer in the world. Still, they are the largest retailer in the world. Right? I don't care what anybody says on how wealthy Jeff Bezos is, but if you put the 5 heirs to Walmart that holds the money there, they're way more wealthy than Amazon. But how many know they're actually closing a lot of their stores so they can compete with Amazon? See, they're a little smarter than the Kresge family. Kresge family didn't see Walmart coming. Walmart sees Amazon coming. So they're shutting down a lot of Sam's Clubs to become internet distribution centers. How many see I think the closest Walmart to us is on Del Prado. And there's big signs out front that says internet pickup around the side of the corner, or side of the building. They don't really want you in the store anymore. There's shoplifting, there's slip and falls, lawsuits, there's all kinds of stuff. So they'd rather have it shipped right to you. Right? So it's costly, it's inefficient, and quite honestly, it's dying. Right? The most recent one that I heard close was Toys R Us. Yep. Right? Jeffrey the Giraffe, man, I used to love that store. Always got in trouble. Right? I'm sure you guys can't imagine that. Anyways, e-commerce comes in. Jeff Bezos. Products. Same manufacturers, right? They have to manufacture a product. From the product, you know what? A lot of times it'll stay right there. And it'll get shipped from there right to the end consumer. So the e-commerce store is a website. Now, me and you, we don't have to pay the millions of dollars to build the website because it's done already for us, and it's improving all the time. That should be exciting. That's a big check in the box. Yeah, thanks. All right. So this e-commerce store, advertising. Now, I remember hearing back in the day that Amazon, they were spending way more money in advertising, and I'm not going to give you statistics because I'll be wrong, but they were spending way more money on advertising than they were. It was something to the effect of the average person that purchased there, they spent like $16 to get them there, and their purchase was like $15 because Amazon sold books their first 5 years. Follow me? So they're losing. But Jeff Bezos had a vision. He's like, all right, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to build a customer base, and I'm going to, now, what does Amazon sell? Pretty much everything, right? So to the end consumer, so products manufactured, a website's going to drive you to the product, it's going to get shipped right to you. Cut out the middleman money, this is growing, right? That's very good, it's growing, but it's also very efficient. But here's the problem. For a new entrepreneur to put their product on the internet, there's a product discovery problem. So if I make the best universal remote control in the world, but I'm on the second page of a Google search, I'm pretty much out of business. Follow me? So introducing collaborative commerce, people working together, product education, right? Businesses coming to us that, hey, we'll give you a nationwide platform with a group of loyal entrepreneurs because you're going to split the profits with us. They get a nationwide platform, we get great products at a competitive price, and then we get paid back to do it. Right? So it's win-win-win all the ways across. So, nationwide of entrepreneurs and consumers, this is new. E-commerce available to all. I'm thinking, man, I don't know anything about the internet. And I don't really know much about people, but we can learn. Here's the universal language. Smile. Right? I dare you to look at me and not smile. Right? I'll tickle you. There we go. All right? All right. So here's the breakdown of collaborative commerce. Oh, one of my slides are gone. I'll give you the breakdown of collaborative commerce right after this. It's easier with the slide, the 3 Ps. So I'll make sure I don't forget. Malia, that's up to you. All right. So entrepreneurship done the right way. So I thought I was an entrepreneur because I worked hard, right? Up at 5 in the morning, go to bed at 11 at night. I did that for 8 years, 7 days a week. I look back, I don't know how I did it, right? It was usually 10, 11 hours on the job, then like all the materials and the bids and everything just don't magically appear, so I had to do all that too. So when I seen this, I fully understood this S that stands for self-employed, it stood for stress. I was stressed out to the max, right? So E&S over here stands for employee and self-employed. Over here stands for business owner investor. So it's 4 ways of making money: moral, legal, and ethical. We figure that's important for longevity. There's other ways of making money, right? WILD, welfare, inheritance, lottery, and drugs. We're not going to talk about those ways tonight. We're going to talk about employee, self-employed, business owner, investor, right? So what do? On the left side of the quadrant, we trade the most valuable thing that we have. So we trade time for money. Here's what I found out. If I left my business, none of my employees treated my business like me, so it wasn't near as profitable or efficient when I wasn't there. Right? You ever heard when the cat's away, the mice will play? So 95% of the world resides over here, and they control 5% of the wealth. And here's what it is. It doesn't mean that they don't make way more than that, but my thinking told me, here's the thinking our daughter had. Mom, if you got checks, you got money. I mean, no, that's not true, right? Boing, boing. Anyways, so I asked Ed Zettner this after the meeting. I said, Ed, how can this be so skewed, right? Here's the ratio. Come on. 5% of the people control 95% of the money. So these people over here, we'll discuss that, but they got the same 24 hours in a day as me and you. What's the difference? Are they that much better? No. They think differently, though. You follow me? Right? Like if I go back 2 generations, ask my grandmother, right? First time I bought my car and I got a loan. She's like, well, I won't tell you what she said. Little 4-foot Polish woman, ornery as can be. So you can just imagine what she said. How blankety blank, 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 blank. You don't do that, you pay cash. I mean, these were people that paid cash for their houses. Right? So they couldn't fathom having payments on a car. Right? So but what I'm getting at is, if I made, say, $500 a week, and my payments, so $2,000 a month, and my payments for the month were $1,900, what it means is I'm not even keeping 5% of what I made. So that's what we're talking about, these ratios, 95-5. Because I don't know about you, but there was actually times when there was more month than money. So I was keeping in the negative. Isn't that fun? Stress. So what is the other side? Well, the other side is investor. We're not really going to talk about it, but investing is where you take a big chunk of money. Like Kiyosaki says, a true investor is somebody who takes $250,000, invest it in something in the morning, might lose it by lunch, but still have a good evening. Okay? I don't know about you, but I would have lost my lunch, right, as I got the news. So what we're going to talk about, and that's why it's highlighted as a B-type business owner. A B-type business is a business that has a system. Those gears represent a system, right? And our system is called XO, and I'm sure Tim's going to be talking about that in the second half. But so here's what a system-driven business is. McDonald's. Now, I'm not saying that it's good food, but it is a good business, right? How many people have ever seen a McDonald's go out of business? More than 2 go out of business. For the record, nobody. You might see it close for a few weeks, like the one on Colonial and Summerlin, to rebuild it 2 stories because we just couldn't have enough seating in the one. But think about this. When Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, the founder of franchising, he passed away in the late 80s. He had 13,000 McDonald's in existence. Today there's over 42,000 McDonald's. So he's been dirt napping over 30 years here. Some of you caught the dirt nap. I'm sorry, that's disrespectful. But let's just think about that. The day that I was just clicking. All right. We're morbid here in Florida. We celebrate. Anyways. But think about this. After he passed away, he 3 times his business. When he passed away, he's making, on the average, McDonald's Corporation was making $39 million a month. Okay? Because they had 13,000 streams of income. Every McDonald's franchise, every time you sold something as being the franchise owner, you had to send Ray Kroc a penny for every item. So that's a lot of pennies flowing through a successful business. So 3 times that business, it's hundreds of millions of dollars a month now, and he's not been around. So the day that I quit plumbing, September 29, 2003, I stopped getting paid for plumbing. It was not a B-type business, right? If I wasn't there, I'm not making money. If I'm in my shop doing paperwork, I'm not making money. I had to be producing. You follow me? So none of these are bad. It's just different. My security over here, my ability to perform. My security over here, leverage of a system. It's huge, right? And how do we get there? Well, very simple. We define, learn, do. The problem is I was taught to do it opposite. I was taught, hey, what do you want to do when you graduate high school? Going to college or starting out in the work field. Learn how to do it, and then that'll define your lifestyle. Right? So look it up. Dyslexia. Look it up right now, and you'll see a picture of me. This guy did it backwards. Okay. So this define, learn, do, though. Stephen Covey wrote a book, very successful book. It's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Habit number 1, begin with the end in mind. If you go to do something and you don't know why you're doing it, you're not going to be really effective at it. If it's not going to drive you to do something, you're not going to be effective at it. Gang, quite honestly, out of the whole night, this is the most important thing. Because what we have is not a good idea. It's a phenomenal business. It's going to change the way business is done around the world. Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I believe we've solved the unemployment problem. Now we just need to solve the laziness problem. If people believe that they could have all their goals and dreams, they won't be lazy. You follow me? So what are we doing? We're not giving anybody a hand out. We're giving them a hand up. You will not find another group of people that will bend over backwards and serve you to help you start your own business and become successful. Why? Because it's win-win. The only way that we succeed is by helping other people succeed. Right? And if we can help you define what you want and believe in it and have confidence in it, you're going to be a hungry student and learn. And then you're going to go apply. Right? Now, I meet people that are super smart. Man, double master's, doctorate degrees. Can't pay their bills. Why? Right? Has anybody ever played on a sports team and your coach say, just stop going through the motions, give it your all? Well, I think at some point, when we hit that flat line, People stop giving their all because they don't think they can go any higher. That is baloney. It's wrong. You know, and I was just showing this to somebody 2 nights ago. No, last night. Yeah, last night at 11 o'clock our time, but it was 8 o'clock. It was in California. And he's like, oh, I'm 66, this and that. I'm like, I just got off a phone call with a guy that's on our team absolutely kicking butt in his mid-70s up in Georgia. And he's more excited about what he's doing today. And he's been in the industry for over 40 years. I'm like, dude, you're a spring chicken at 66. He's from Hawaii. Right? I said, so do you know Metallico? Anyways, he didn't. So I was surprised, right? Anyways, this define, learn, do. Here's what it breaks down to. It's the moments that we want. It's the moments that matter. I like to ask people, say, man, what drives you? What makes you passionate? Right? Your dominant thoughts is what your passion is. Right? Like I love, and this might sound weird and I don't want to offend anybody, but I love hunting and fishing. Right? We were out fishing today. My cousin's down from Michigan, so I took him out for a few hours. There were no fish biting. So if you're going out fishing tomorrow in the backwaters, forget about it. Fish don't bite this time of year, I guess. I don't know. But it was fun, right? He goes, well, you know, bad day of fishing is better than a good day of work. That's right. I said, well, I was working today, and that was a bad day of fishing. He didn't like that. But, you know, like left to myself when I'm thinking about stuff, I'm like, I love taking my wife and kids out to Colorado and climbing the mountains. And it's not always about getting the game. It's about the experience. It's about experiencing nature. It's about just the thrill and just the sights, all that stuff. I love that. That's what dominates my thoughts. I love going 70 miles offshore, 100 feet down with a spear gun and chasing sharks. People's like, wow, that's crazy. Yep. It's exhilarating. Like the one time Dolores was in the boat and Jimmy was in the boat. That's our 16-year-old. And Dolores goes, how do you know where they're at? She goes, watch the bubbles. She goes, I don't watch the bubbles. What's red starts coming up from the bubbles? He goes, then we go in. Thanks a lot, bud. Like, all right. So these moments that matter, I don't know what it's for you. When I seen this for the first time, we didn't have this cool PowerPoint. It was on a dry erase board. I almost said chalkboard. You don't know what a chalkboard is, do you, Dylan? No. right. It's these things the teacher used to scratch their nails down. It's the thing that I had to clean all the time after school. Wash the chalkboards. It's called detention. But what caught me, though, was when I started hearing, man, you could be financially free. Financial freedom. I didn't understand what it was. Like I said, I'm not afraid of hard work, but man, I didn't see myself doing what I was doing for the next 40, 50 years. You follow me? I don't think I could have. I look at guys that I was working with that were twice my age, that were making the exact same wage as me, and had been working with the same company since I was 8. I was 30. I'm thinking, where am I going to be in the next 25 years? Right there. Older and maybe a little more arthritis. A little bit slower. So this financial freedom, maybe time with the family, right? Maybe having the hammock on the beach. And you know what? Hammock on the beach is great, but wouldn't it be nice to have one like down in the British Virgin Islands? Oh, yeah. Or maybe over on the Baltic Sea? I hear it's cold over there, though. I don't know. Haven't been there yet. The power of yet. So anyways, maybe giving a church and charity. I tell you, as I tell people to go over to Fort Myers Beach, I say, you'd be quicker to rent a helicopter. In 2 weeks, there'll be like nobody there, right? Everybody goes back up north. But quite honestly, this is what's going to drive you. You defining what you want, beginning with the end in mind, and keep it in front of you, right? Like some people just want to change the world. How many know it starts with us? If we can change us, we can change our community, we can change our state, then we can change our country, then we can change the world. Problem is, so many people try and change the world before they change themselves. This is why we have an XO training system. I had to change me first. I couldn't take my same crappy self into a better tomorrow. I was a plumber. Come on, that was funny. Crappy self. All right. Let's get to the details. So, C-commerce. Remember, some of you said, what the heck is C-commerce? Here's C-commerce. We drive community... people. All right. We drive people. That's why all y'all are here. We drive people to a website. that has over 6 million products. Where does the money come from? The money comes from cutting out the middlemen. A pool of money goes back to the community. We build this with team approach, but I can tell you the brand new person that walks in here today can make more money than the guys that even launched the company. Why? Because we're all on the exact same comp plan. People ask me, well, how's this different than you fill in the blank? People ask me this all the time. How are you different than this networking company? We sell mainstream products at the price you already pay, and we put almost all the money, very small percentage, stays with the company to run the company. We put the rest in the comp plan. If I'm in the comp plan, I want you all to make some money because I'm in the same comp plan. You follow me? If you don't follow me, that is a huge difference than anything else, because when an organization, a corporation puts together a comp plan, do they put the comp plan together for the people in the field or for the corporation? For the corporation. Here, you can build a bigger business than anybody else. I like that. You do the work, you get paid. That's a big difference. Every company that I worked for, I never made as much as the boss, no matter how much overtime I put in. You follow me? Okay, so let's break down products. They're important, they're not the most important thing. Some people think it's all about the products. Well, if you shop at Walmart, it's the same products, right? I got to see the site. It's Walmart's site. I'm pausing for effect here. Well, I got to see the Target site. It's the same site. But because you go through Bonvera first, Bonvera is like a turnstile. It tracks the volume. So you go through Bonvera, shop Target. Great. It links to Target's website. Now everything that you shop, the volume goes through your business and you get credit for it. Follow me? All right. So what's some of our products? Well, emerging businesses. This is the collaborative part. Like Green Rhino. There's a great story behind Green Rhino. Even though I'm not all into cleaners, I like things clean. Okay? This is a cleaner. It's an all-natural cleaner. I'm not going to give you a whole commercial on it. I'm going to tell you their story, though. This was a couple, a husband and wife out of Dallas, Texas, that were struggling to make it. Okay? They were trying to put some of their product in different stores, Whole Foods, whatever. Right? So a non-mainstream brand name, on a shelf, you're probably going to walk right by with no product, education, or anything. Especially if it's this little bottle of cleaner for $54. Right? You wouldn't understand it. But you understand, you only use about 10 ounces in a 24-ounce bottle. It costs you 16 cents. And it cleans absolutely everything. It'll take the blood off that blood-stained shirt, right? I got all these fish blood shirts. Now they're clean, like years. Some of you are like, oh, that's gross. Well, we get into what we're in. Right? I've wrestled sharks. Tim's wrestled sharks. It's pretty fun. And gators, but that's a whole other story. All right? Look at that. Huh? Took some physics MD. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was a total joke. Wow. I'm going to get sued for that. All right. But Green Rhino today, instantly nationwide platform. Almost everybody that is in here, I bet you, raise your hand if you've tried Green Rhino and used it in your house. Look at that. At least 50%. Not all y'all, you're just checking out tonight. Next week you'll have it. It's an amazing product. But here's the thing. Right around Christmas, this couple actually went homeless while they were trying to get their company off the ground. I know it's a pretty sad story. But this past Christmas, because of the profit that they've been making by selling their stuff through our site, they donated 405 coats to homeless people in Dallas. So they're giving back. It's a great story. Ziva Essential Oils is the only ISO certified essential oil in America with 75% margin, meaning you didn't have to research it, formulate it, pay somebody to put it together. We just get to pull 75% profit out of it. Blue Pay is our first service. It's a merchant service. Okay, so every place that you swipe a credit card, that company has to have a merchant service, and they pay fees on that. What Blue Pay will do is it'll come in, give them a free cost analysis, and most of the time they can save them anywhere from 10 to 30% on their merchant fees. That's big, so it's a win for the company that you're submitting. Blue Pay does all the work. They contact, they do all the negotiations, they do all the setup, and then they split the profits with Bonvera 50-50. That's a big deal. So here's what that means. if you set up a business, every time they swipe a credit card, there's pennies flowing through your pipeline. They're available in 250 countries. That'd be nice, right? Making money while you sleep. I know only half of you are excited about that. I like it because when I need a raise, I take a nap. I like that, yeah. And then we have brand names. We warehouse around 1,300 products, right? So name brand products you already buy. And then we have over 77 affiliate stores. So pretty much anything you're looking for, you can get through our site. Like we just put this sliding barn door up in our house. And it's kind of funny because I'm just messing around. I ended up getting all the hardware and everything off of our site. So I got paid back to put stuff in my house. That's cool. Okay. 2 of you are excited over that. I'm just kidding. Then we have exclusive brands. So exclusive brands have some of the biggest margin, right? So skincare. Actually, the formulator of Labella is in the room tonight, Amy Marks. But how many people would appreciate a great skincare without a giant cost, and then you're getting great BV on it, right? We've had people that have given testimonies after testimony on how it's helped their skin, right? From not only, I'm not going to go into it. It's helped their skin because I got rid of my crow's feet. I'll just put it that way. Nobody cares. Jeez. Feel the love in here. Some of you are like, what's a crow's feet? When you squint, you got all these lines inside of your eyes. Anyways, I am very excited about these products, though. I myself, I started adding it up. I do 2. I know this might be a little ahead of the game for everybody that's new, but I do 230 BV a month in just Physics MD and a case of Physics Zero. So when people say, man, I can't get, how do you get your BV? I invest in my body, right? I feel better now after this metabolic cleanse. That helped me start on the weight loss. I dropped 31 pounds now, and I feel great, right? Day after Thanksgiving, I was 230 pounds. 2 days ago, I weighed, Dolores was like, have you weighed yourself in a while? I get out, it's 199. I'm like, bam! Woo! Baby! So I had to start getting fitted shirts. Anyways, energy sticks. The healthiest energy, right? And everybody loves those little, you just pop one of those energy sticks. It's powder into a drink, easy to travel with, and they taste phenomenal. And I can tell you, I could drink coffee, I could drink energy drinks, all that stuff after 8 o'clock at night. Not those. I drink one of those after 8, I am up. All right? Some of you guys too? All right, so, and then Physics energy drinks. Physics Zero is my favorite. 0 calories, 0 sugars. These have all natural sugars, and then we have meal replacement chocolate protein bars. And if you haven't had those yet, they are phenomenal, right? They're a wafer taste, so very good. So that's our exclusive brands. These are always, get this. When we launched Physics MD, there was 3 products. A year later, now I think there's 12 or 14. And there's more coming. So here's the thing. Every time a new product comes on our site, everybody just got a pay raise because more volume. We get paid on volume, just like every store. More volume's going to go through your business. So it's great when they bring on new stores, new products, develop new things for the house. Right? There's a site that's getting launched here very soon. It's called Marketplace Select. It's 30,000 items of organic, non-GMO, kosher foods with free delivery. So, as I was talking to this guy in California last night, his eyes lit up, right? Because does the West Coast eat better than us? Because everybody's excited over all that. But anyways, so how does it all work? Let me wrap this up. What's the process? Because we want to help create residual profit, right? We want you to get paid every month. So let's look at this. If every person, as we get started, you already have money allocated for your household budget, right? Take some of that money and put it into a BVR1. BVR1 means Bonvera replenishment on the first week of the month. Okay, so as you do that, that's what ours processes on the first. So we get all of our supplements, we get some energy drinks, toilet paper. I don't know why that makes me giggle, but toilet paper, whatever. Stuff for the house, okay? I'm turning red. But we want to help everybody get started on this because, hey, wouldn't it be nice? Think about this. Our volume runs, we get paid for the month. So Saturday was the last day of the month, right? March 31st. So on April 15th, we'll all get paid for the previous month. So we want as much volume going in there as possible, right? So we help get people started. We help them buy from themselves, right? And when you own your own business, you should probably buy from yourself, right? Like when I was a plumber, I didn't hire other plumbers to come to my house and do work on my house. That'd be crazy. I do now. But anyway, you follow me. So this, man, think of this. The month ends. By the 7th of the next month, you're already back to the same volume that you ended on. And as your business grows, here's what that means, gang. You can get a raise every single month. This is residual. Think about that. When I pass away, it's going to keep going. This gets willed to my kids. So we're going to build something that leaves a legacy. That's huge. I don't see that being taught today. I think that needs to be taught. We're supposed to leave an inheritance for our children's children. Right? My inheritance would have been, I don't know. Anyways. No, all right. I heard a giggle. I'm like, I'm going to hear a pun here. So, all right. So the support system. This is what really helped me understand the whole business and helped me be able to replace my income in 2 years and 2 weeks. This training system consists of audios. So back when I got started, they were tapes. You remember cassette tapes, right? I like picking on the young guys and gals. I wish I was young, right? But now when I'm driving, when I'm working, anything, I can have this going into my brain instead of listen, because I used to listen to, heavy metal, rock and roll. I was, Detroit Rock City, right? And then I started listening to country. Anyways, my dog ran away, right? But these audios really gave me confidence. It taught me how to do it. It taught me how to structure my business. It taught me leadership principles. It taught me people skills, right? I think that's the highest paid profession is people with people skills, right? They say salesman. I don't really look at myself as a salesman, but if you see my wife, I'm a salesman, right? Although I did have hair when we started dating. And you guys are not getting you got it, Charlie? Okay, good. But you think about this. Bob Dickey is the executive consultant to the board, right? He's president of Crown Financial. He came and did a talk for us. And this guy speaks around the globe, right? Like I'll see him on different social media. He's in India. He's in Hong Kong. He's in Africa. He's all over the world, and he's here, and he's really taken interest in helping us expand and do things the right way. So when we can listen to audios from this guy that has connections, he speaks for the Harvard Business School, like people come from all over the world to hear him speak. And he says, you guys are so right in line with economic and global trends. It's amazing. So when you start thinking about that and what we sell everything. And having a guy that is consulting for us, telling us that you guys are right in line with global trends, that just gives me chills. It's like, I might have fun, joke about things and cut it up, but I take our business serious. I want to help people make some massive wealth, get time, choices, security, and really change people's lives for the better. Because let's just face it, there's not a lot of hope out there, is there? Right? This training system gave me that hope because I heard normal people like me getting financially free. That gave me belief. Nothing happens without belief. Nothing. That's why I like to, when people are skeptical and they got questions, man, take it a little slow. Learn it. Listen to some audios. Because in this, bam, fast can happen at any time. That's why I love the team approach. I didn't have time to do this. I didn't have money to do this. Those were the reasons to do it, though. Some people use it as an excuse. Like, I don't have any money. Exactly. I don't say that, but I'm thinking, that's why we're talking to you. I don't have any time. Exactly. Would you like to have time? Don't ask the wrong question or say the wrong statement. The question, if you don't have time, the question should be, how can I make this work to get my time back? That's the correct question. And it's by leveraging a system, not leveraging all your time. You follow me? All right. Last part. This is team approach. This is quite honestly the reason Dolores and I got started that first night. I looked at her and said, write the check. She goes, oh, you don't like people. I said, I don't care. I don't like plumbing. Write the check. Because I started to understand this team approach, this was going to happen with or without me. I just opted that I wanted to get paid for what we were already doing. So there's a support team. There's a team of people that's already working with you. Take advantage of that. Listen to them. If they give you wrong advice, it's like shooting themselves in the foot. So we don't give wrong advice. I tell people, if you don't know the answer to the question, say, you know what? I don't know the answer to the question. But I've got a lifeline, and I can get the answer. Because the minute you mislead somebody because you think that it might be right, they'll remember that. This business is built on a foundation of trust. If people don't trust you, they don't listen. Why would they follow you? Right? So that's why I love a product education system and a people skills system that we can leverage. Okay? So, this support team. As you get started, we sell teeth whitener too. I drink too much coffee. I need it. Anyways, so you get started. You get started, you're already at 4% because you have 100 points going through your business, because when you get started, you get 125 points. You get $200 in product, almost $200 in product, and you get 125 points. So as people start coming onto your team, though, you're going to watch this bracket start to climb. So if we put, as a few people come onto your team, I think it's 5 or 6, you have 750 points going through your business. Now you just jump back up to 8% off your own personal products. And as you got 1,500 points going through your business, see, this team approach means out of all these people here, you only know 2 of them. Because the team approach says, hey, we're going to start putting people on your team. Now, Sasha, if we put people on your team without you knowing them, does your belief go up or down? Up. It's not a trick question. People are like, why is he asking me a question? Is it a trick question? No, your belief goes up. That's why I understood when I seen my friends' parents sitting on the other side of the room tipping in, right? They're like, hey, this looks pretty good. We'll support our kids. And I looked at that. We're in. Because I'm thinking, we all see it at the same time. If I sign up first, I go here. They sign up 2 minutes after me, they go here. I walked home that night going, that's right. My team's growing. So if you're here tonight, there's a whole bunch of people, this could be you. Or you could say, well, I got to see the site and everything, and this could be you. This could be you. Or this could be you. Just having fun. But, you know, I look at it, and Charlie, I don't know if you know this, and I think Joe's watching, but Joe ended at this 750 bracket, and he just got started like the last day. So I already hit that bracket in the last like couple days of the month, so he's going to make some money. It's pretty cool. So as your team's getting bigger, you're climbing the bonus chart, you put a couple people in here that helps replace yourself. Now, you get started building a second organization. Here's why. You can make a mistake here, your team's going to continue to grow, and you're going to learn. Here, don't get afraid of this word. You're going to fail. Just when you fail, don't stop. We're going to fail at everything, right? At least once or twice. Think back when you were a baby and you started to walk. Did you just start walking or did you fall down? You fell down, but you kept going, right? Nobody told you, like, oh, stay there. It's not going to work. No, we're going to keep doing it. You're going to get encouraged. Well, you know what? Business is the same way. You're going to fail, but you got a support team that's going to help you continue to proceed forward. Okay? So you get started. You learn how to do it here. Now you start building a second organization, right? You help. You go find A. You help A find B. Right? You help B find C, D, and E, and you just continue to build a business. So I'm going to go through 4 ways of making money. I'm going to bring the sharp person up here, my wife. So way number 1. We talked about BVR 1. Okay? If you get started in, let's just say, May 1st through 7th, your first BVR processes, you just got $25 back on your first order of BVR 1. Does that make sense? As long as it's 100 points or more. And you can do 100 points for $125. Okay, so it's not one of those businesses where it takes $450 to get 100 BV. Now, it could if you don't shop correctly. That's why we like to get back together with you. We can show you how to get 100 BV for $125. Okay? Every person that you get started in their BVR1 process, you get additional $25. They get $25 for processing their first one. You get $25 for helping them set it up. We're just rewarding the right activity. We want to build residual profit. Okay? How do you make all your money back? Get 10 people started. Right? I look at people as we go out and show this. There are times that I'll show this 5 or 6 times in a day. It doesn't take a long time. Right? Abraham, how long we were at your house last week? 45 minutes. Exactly. And Abraham's a smart guy. He's like, looks good. And he got started. I don't see that as too much work. Right? We talked about it. We got to know each other a little bit. Shared a video. Showed a piece of paper. What we do is very simple. I love showing this to people who are ambitious and willing to learn. Right? Ambitious, teachable, want more life, and honest. When I got started, I was one of those. I learned the rest. All right. So we're good so far, right? You set up your BVR1, get $25. You help somebody set theirs up, you get $25, and so do they. Next way is now we start building a team to 1,000 people. You can do this with around, I'll say, between 30 and 50 people, depending on the volume. You're not going to know them all, but think about this. 50 people here and say 13 here. You're looking at $2,000 to $3,000 a month. 65, 70 people. Of doing what? Cutting out the middleman profit, and it goes back to you. Because you built 2 organizations. Now, if this is you, Mark Cuban here, if you're making $2,000 to $3,000 a month, you're at 28%. Well, he's at 28%, but all he's going to get is a rebate back on what he bought. Because he didn't go out and build a second organization, so he's not showing a computer that he did the work. Why I show that example is because sometimes people think they got me. They go, oh, this is one of those pyramid deals where the guy at top makes all the money. I say, no, that's every corporation. That's really everything. Who in here has ever played golf? Mario, do you make as much as Tiger Woods? No? It's a pyramid. You see how funny that is? People don't think of it that way, though, do they? Pyramid law is actually self-consumption business. You don't have customers. Well, we have customers. Anybody here ever have a customer? Right? Just get on a metabolic cleanse, lose some weight, and people will trip over trying to get to you. How'd you do that? Anyways. So, where was I? I keep getting lost here. Golf? Yes. Mark Cuban. Pyramid? Yes. 15 years of sniffing glue. It was occupational hazard. It was plumbing glue. I didn't do it on purpose. Some guy came up to me after because I didn't make that clear. He goes, man, how'd you get off it? Another time. Give me your number. We'll talk. But do you see in just that small example, you do the work, you get paid? Right? That's why, does it take some work to do this? Yes, I would be lying if I said no. But aren't you going to work hard anyways? I started looking at, man, a whole bunch of us doing a little bit of work is going to create a lot of results. I look at this room. This room's been growing every week. Right? Now think about this. Here's how good in math I am. If everybody here brings one more person each next week, we double the size of this room. I'm sharp, ain't I? But see, because I get this question, do I got to go to those meetings? I say, no, you get to. Right? Like, what else are we going to do on Tuesday night? Sit at home and watch TV? TV wasn't going to get me wealthy. TV wasn't going to leave a legacy for my family. TV wasn't going to teach me how to have a global business that's right in line with global economic trends. This does. So it's $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Man, that could bring home a spouse. Right? Could pay off the mortgage. It's a good car payment. Just kidding. Don't ever have a $3,000 a month car payment. That is bad financial advice. Last way, we give you a car, right? You have 2 organizations with 20 people in each on BVR1. Once they process, we're giving you a $400 car allowance for the BMW, Cadillac, or Lexus. Yeah! Man. Absolutely no plumbing company I ever worked for was going to give me a car. They gave me a broken down work truck and made me put gas in it. Anyways, so I'm going to wrap up with this and bring Dolores up. What if, what else, and why not? Here's the question. What if you don't do it? It's easy. You'll probably be fine. But I can tell you this, the person that brought you, if they do it, you're going to be mad. I love that. I love critics. You know how you silence critics? Results. Critics actually drove me because I had some of my best friends like, oh, be careful, man. They're going to take everything you got. I'm like, dude, I got nothing to take. What are they going to take? My debt? Well, they did take that, and that was all good, but I had nothing to take. So what else? Well, I don't know about you. I didn't have too many things that gave me options of becoming financially free. So this really was it. Is there other ways to make money and become financially free? I'm sure there is. But I don't know what's out there that could take a 0 time, no money, 0 people skills plumber and help me become financially free in 24 months. I don't know if there's probably other things out there, but this was it for me. Is that fair to say? Is that cool? And then why not? Well, the only reason you'd say why not is if you just don't have anything you're driving for, and that's okay. Become a customer. Customers are free. You get free shipping even. Customers are great. We have lots of customers without the $100 a year membership. We don't make you prepay your shipping. We just give it to you. So I'm going to do the best thing I can. I'm going to jump off here and bring up Dolores. Dolores knows how to help people understand the business. She knows how to help you understand how you can succeed in this. And she's my partner in crime. She's my wife. And I love her. So help me welcome Dolores Martin.
All right. Well, welcome. What a fantastic night. Sit down. What a great night. I just love watching Jim up here be so excited. You know, because I can honestly tell you years ago, that is not the Jim Martin that came home from work every day. By no means. And I didn't blame him. He worked 90 hours a week, and his wife sat on the couch all day eating bonbons, enjoying her leisurely. When he came home from his job, I'm like, all right, where's the bonbons, Jim? Like, he realized that's not what I was doing. But I just want to go over briefly a few things. Number one, the reason why Jim and I are excited about this, because isn't it fair to say, like, a lot of people, when you talk to them, they think everybody has a networking business and everybody's trying to, give them their spiel or whatever. But for me, I've seen a lot of things over the years, because obviously this is all Jim and I do, so people want to share with you stuff that they've seen. This is the only thing that I've seen that people are already doing. Like, it's not just the health and beauty. We have health and beauty. It's not just, essential oils. We have essential oils. We have services like the Blue Pay. How many people do you guys already know that have a business or something that they run credit cards through? So you could say that side of it. We have household goods. We have cleaners. We have a full variety of things that you can pick and choose what fits your lifestyle, what fits your household income that you're already spending money on. So for me, I just think it makes sense for families. I'm not trying to go into one thing. And bless all those other networking businesses' hearts, if that's what they're passionate about. The issue that I always saw with that, because Jim and I have been in other things like years ago, the issue I saw with that is you're always competing with what's the next thing coming down the line, right? So if you have a health juice, the next thing coming down the line, another health juice is going to do yours, and now you got to go find another berry in the middle of the desert. So I'm telling you, and nothing against that, but we've been down that route, and I'd rather help people already what they have acclimated in their budget to help that go towards what they're doing, and then have customers of their own family or friends that maybe they don't want to do a business, but yet they want to support your business, and they're already spending money on these things as well. So there's a wide variety. So the best thing about our business, though, is the fact that we didn't have to do it by ourselves. Our number one thing is that we have team approach. I love the way Jim was explaining the night that we saw it, and our friends' parents were there, and he could tell they were getting excited. So Jim looked at me, and he's like, write the check. I'm thinking, why are you so excited? I said, you don't like people. Like, I understood it's a people business. And he said, but I don't like plumbing. I'm like, yeah, you don't like that either. And so we hurried up back then. We wrote checks to get in. Now it's just a matter of a credit card. But we wrote the check, and we went home that night. And I'll be honest with you, I was not that excited about it, because I kept thinking, he's already working 90 hours a week. How's he going to build this business as well? And so when we walked in the door, and I said, man, you seem excited about that. When are you going to get started? He said, I'm not doing that. I said, see, his was the rush of winning that night and being the smiley guy on top and having somebody on his team. But as soon as we walked in the door, he said, I'm not doing that. I said, then why'd you tell me to write the check? He goes, because you're going to do that. I said, I'm not doing that. And we walked in the front door and shut it. And I thought, well, that's it. He'll never mention it again. But luckily, the person that got us started, they didn't just want the check that night. And we don't want your credit card tonight. We want a business partner that sees something else that they might be able to get out of life. And so the person that we got started with, he booked a time to get back with us. And I say that because that's what we see. We see that whether you sign the paper tonight and get your name on a paper or you join tonight or not, we want to get back with you and get your questions answered. So we always book a time to get back. We saw it on a Friday night. He booked Monday to get back with us, and he lent us some information to go through in the privacy of our own time so we could kind of think through things, even though we had already got started. He didn't just take it and take off and say, hey, I got somebody else on my team, because it's team approach. We work together. You see all these people in this room? In this area, we're working together as a community. Just like if you walk into a public store, do they make money off of one person, one family? No. It's a community that shops there, and the market share that's left behind, the owners of Publix make. Here, it's a community of shoppers, and the market share that's left behind, the community of shoppers make. It just absolutely makes sense to me. So, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to ask you guys to think about three things. Number one, just get started. To me, it just made sense. It's win-win principles. So you get started it's just right around $300 with tax and shipping. So you get started. They're going to ship you a package of products. So you can get some of the samples of stuff that we have. Those products are acclimated a point value, and you make money back on that point value. So it just makes sense to get started because you're going to already get something for your dollar when you get started, and it comes with a community of people that are working together in this area. So number one, get started. Number two, whether you do or not tonight, get a time to get back with the person that invited you. And whether you're on the Facebook Live and somebody said, hey, hit the site, get back with the person. Get a time to get back with them. See, they didn't invite you here tonight because they wanted to put a check in the box and just say, hey, I showed somebody else. They thought enough of you because they think that you would be a fit for this, and they wanted you to be able to get lucrative off of the same thing that they're going to get lucrative off of. So, absolutely. So then you get a time to get back with them. And then the last thing, let them give you some more information, because that is what Jim and I got most excited about. We walked home that night, and I told you, we shut the door, and I thought, well, he'll never mention it again. But the gentleman that was Friday, he had booked Monday to get back with us. He gave Jim some audios to listen to over the weekend. And Jim listened to those audios, and today, all these years later, I thank God he did, because it sparked more questions in his mind, but it answered questions for him that why not? Why wouldn't he take a shot on himself? See, you're not here for the person sitting next to you. You're here because this may be the last time you see something that could really take you, and that, because for Jim and I, we would look at things all the time, not businesses, but like, how did they get like that? Jim's working 90 hours a week. How is that person home in the middle of the day? Well, now I can tell you, you could be home in the middle of the day by taking an opportunity like this and making it your masterpiece. So we're going to take about a 5-minute break. You have Tim and Amy Marks here tonight, and that is a huge deal. Absolutely. This couple mentors people all across the country, and anybody that could get a minute of their time would be grateful for it. And you guys have him here for the second half, and he's going to teach you some principles that people are tuning in just for that part of it. So stick around, meet some people in the middle in the little break that we're going to have. Meet some of the leaders in the room, but more importantly, get your name on that piece of paper. Take the shot on yourself. God bless you.
I'm going to step out of that light. Sorry out there in Facebook land, we had a few technical difficulties. So wasn't Jim awesome? Yes. I love to see how fired up he gets. Now you've got another treat in the house tonight. We have Tim and Amy Marks here tonight. Awesome. Two of the founders as well. Just if you need to know a little bit about Tim, he is a recovered engineer and real estate person because of this industry. He is also a best-selling author. He is a husband to Amy and 4 awesome children. And when he saw this industry, he looked at it and thought, I am going backwards. I can't do another thing, but he did see a way to get his time back. He and Amy are one of the founders of this awesome opportunity. As you heard Jim say earlier, Amy is our creator of Lubella. And Tim knows how to build communities of people. And what he's here to do tonight is to help us learn how to do it and do it quickly. So I don't want to take up any more of his time. Please get on your feet and welcome Mr. Tim Marks.
All right. Good to see ya. All right, great. Good to be here. Yeah, I told Jim, I said, that was a great plan. You're having a blast. It was funny. The only thing I didn't like, I heard him say there wasn't fish somewhere. That concerned me. Did you go in the middle of the day or something? Is that the problem? 8 o'clock? What are you doing up that early? It's all about the tides, Jim. I'll have to teach you that. Actually, I don't know any of the backwater fishing. I don't fish for anything that won't eat you. I only fish for sharks. So if the shark isn't big enough to eat you, I don't let him on the hook. I'm very selective. So anyhow, love fishing, love doing fun stuff. Hopefully you do too. If you see this thing behind me here, anybody know where that line of flight's going? Starts in Atlanta, goes to LAX, and then PPT. Anybody know what that is? I think it's pronounced Pepite. Pepitite or something? It's Tahiti is what it is, yeah. So Tahiti is a little airport, a little island that's by Bora Bora, which is a smaller island. So I put that up there because I wanted y'all to see that. That's going to be one of the incentive trips that we're going to offer on down the road. Not next Tuesday, but I'm just telling you. That's one of the incentive trips we're going to offer. I just saw an advertisement for these little huts in the Caribbean somewhere, and it says, this isn't Bora Bora, but it's kind of like it or something like that, you know. Well, the Caribbean's nice. It is. It's pretty, but it ain't Bora Bora. It is not Bora Bora. Now, this is a haul. Pack your lunch, your dinner, your supper, your snacks, everything, because, this is about, 4.5 hours to LAX, 5 hours, and this is about 8.5 hours down here. So it's a haul. And you get there, you're like, what was that? Like, you're finally there. And then you stay overnight in Tahiti, and then you get on this plane, and there's no security or anything. So you can bring Uzis, M16s, bombs, whatever you want. Just get on there, and kind of weird, but I don't know if you can get them into Tahiti, but anyhow. And then you go to Bora Bora. I'm going to take you back there in a little bit, and I'll show you a little bit about that. How many people here have been to Bora Bora and stayed in those little huts on the water? Okay. It's pretty rare. Like they say, only a couple % of the people actually that have been to Hawaii would get back and go more than once, and it's even less if you've been to Bora Bora, right? So Bora Bora is a really cool place. If you like Hawaii, if you're not into all the cars and all that, the Waikiki Beach and all the people, 5,000 looks like Miami or something, if you're not into that, if you're into more of a laid back, Bora Bora is you.